Hey guys, this is Travel with Rekyiah, and here are some things that you either need to know or do before your cruise so that you can have the perfect cruise experience. If you're somebody that's new to cruising, this video is great for you because it gives you some insight. If you're somebody that's like me, that's seasoned to cruising, also beneficial for you because there are a lot of little known facts in here. So let's get into it. So first things first, this sounds small, but if you are somebody like me that's not a huge fan of paper straws or candy straws, make sure you bring a reusable straw on your cruise ship. That was like one of the biggest shocks for me, is finding that they do not use straws, which is great, but I am not a fan of paper straws. Like, I don't like my straw to melt. Not a fan of sugary straws, especially when you're already drinking a sugary drink. So I like to bring a reusable straw and the little brush to clean it with so that I can use it throughout my cruise. And yeah, they have some that like connect to your lanyard, which is what I usually wear for my key card or have in my pocket for my key card. So if you're somebody like me that's not a huge fan, make sure you bring your own straw with you. Along the same lines, make sure that you are bringing a reusable water bottle and that you are hydrating regularly. If you didn't know, there is alcohol in every direction on a cruise ship. As soon as you get on the ship, there's alcohol everywhere. There are people that have drink packages that, you know, make the most of their drink package, or you might just be somebody that just enjoys to drink on vacation. It can be so easy to get dehydrated when you are excited and going out and doing things all day and drinking from 7 a.m. to 7 a.m. the next day. Make sure you are taking in your water so that you're not miserable on your trip. You should bring a reusable water bottle so that you can fill it up in the buffet and etc., so that you have enough water throughout the day, and also so you can take that off the ship with you when you're going out to port. So number 3, once you get on the ship, that day that you get on the ship, make sure you go ahead and you figure out the layout of the ship so that you're not missing different spots for the rest of the ship. So there's one ship that I went on and there were like 3 different restaurants that I never even knew about till the last day because I didn't like walk through the ship and figure out where everything was. Also, some ships have weird floors where you can't get off on this floor, but you can on this one, but you can't get to the dining room from this floor, so you have to get off on this higher one and go back down. So being able to research that on the first day will save you a whole lot of time, a whole lot of steps, and a whole lot of headache when you are hungry and ready to eat. So go through your ship the first day or the first sea day so you can see what the ship has to offer so that you're not missing out on the things that you paid for, and also so that it's more convenient when you're walking around. Number 4, balconies. So it is mind-boggling to me that there are so many people that do not realize that there are cameras all over balconies, guys. So there are cameras all over balconies. A lot of times you're in very close proximity to the people that are next to you. So make sure you are being respectful to your neighbors. Make sure you're being decent, please, because there are cameras. And like I said, you do have neighbors that are on every direction of you for the most part, and a lot of times they're in very close proximity. They might be like a little split in the wall so they can hear, and so just make sure you're being respectful of your neighbors so that you both can have an enjoyable cruise. So the next thing is one of the most fun events that you'll find on your cruise ship, and that is the sail away party. So I know there are a lot of Carnival haters, but Carnival's sail away party is unmatched. Based off of all the cruise lines I've been on, which I've loved all but one of the cruise lines I've been on so far, I'll give them another chance at some point. All of them have been good, but Carnival is like set the bar so high with their sail away party. So make sure you know when that is happening. If you're taking a nap before that happens, make sure you set an alarm so you can get up. You don't miss a sail away party because it's usually such a good time. The next one is, unless you are trying to get banned from cruising and face some sort of charges, do not throw anything overboard. That means that includes fishing or any sort of thing that's gonna go over your balcony. Don't leave clothes hanging because the breeze can be brisk and take your things away and take them to the lower floors. So make sure you do not throw anything overboard. You're not fishing from your balcony or from any point on the cruise ship, and you're being respectful. So you're not leaving your clothes out drying on the ship so that they can fall to places below and hurt people. So yeah. So next thing I want to talk about is that cruise walls are magnetic. So you can actually go on Amazon and get these little cruise hooks, and you can have them when you go to your cruise so that you can help to organize your cabin, because there might not be a whole lot of organizational space. If you haven't cruised before, cruise rooms are not typically anywhere near as big as hotel rooms, but that's okay because if you're like me, you're not in the cabin all the time anyways. But I like to bring these magnetic hooks, number 1, so I can hang up my swimsuits to dry so they're not mildewing somewhere or sitting on the floor somewhere because there's not a lot of space. Or number 2, just to help with organizing things. So magnetic hooks are a good idea. So the next thing is something that a lot of new time cruisers do not know, but duty-free liquor that you purchase cannot be consumed on board. So basically, if you buy alcohol at the port, they will hold on to it until disembarkation day to give back to you. So you won't be able to actually open that and consume it until you are back on land and have received it back. And yeah, so you won't be able to, you can't go into port thinking you're gonna buy a bottle and then actually come back and just drink it for the rest of the ship. Just know that you won't be able to retrieve it until once that ship is over. So a biggie is to utilize the vacation planner on your cruise line's app. So a lot of times you can go through the activities, see what time they are, and add it to your daily planner. The reason I say to do this is because a lot of times there's so many fun things happening on a cruise ship, or you get just so drawn into like enjoying what you're doing that you might miss a show that you were really excited to go see. So make sure that you have that vacation planner so that you at least get that notification for when an event is about to start, or you have that visual of when an event is about to start, so that you can choose on your own whether or not you want to go to it and not miss something that you're really excited to going to. The next one is something that I talk a lot about on Instagram and on TikTok, but if you are looking to go to breakfast on a cruise ship, especially on a port day, the main dining room is usually a whole lot quieter than the buffet. There's not usually as many people there. A lot of people don't even know that you can go to the main dining room for breakfast. So main dining room is a quieter option if you are looking for breakfast before you go into port, because if you have been on a cruise, you know port days can be a little chaotic on ship. So if you would like a little more of a quiet and streamlined experience, I do recommend going to breakfast in the main dining room. Also because it's really awesome to be able to sit out and watch the view of whatever port you're at from the dining room. So yeah. The next one is something that people ask me about all the time, and that is drink packages are not always worth it. So you need to know yourself and know how much you are expecting to drink, know what type of drinker you are. If you're somebody who only drinks 2 to 3 drinks a day, I do not recommend getting a drink package in most cases. Whereas if you're somebody who's expecting to drink, you're gonna drink all 15 drinks for Carnival, or you're expecting to drink a large amount, then I absolutely believe that the drink package is great for you and it will be more efficient for saving money for you. And the last thing I want to talk about is that for some cruise lines, they are actually starting to bring drug dogs on board. So not just when you are entering during embarkation day, but also coming on board to make sure that things are safe and that there are not illegal substances on board or substances that we shouldn't have on board. So you may see a drug dog actually on the ship with you. I know this is something that Carnival has implemented. I'm not sure about some of the other cruise lines yet, but just be aware that you may see some drug dogs also while you're on the ship and not just at embarkation time. If you have any questions or if you have any concerns or feedback, make sure you leave it down below for me. I do read through and I would like to be able to help you guys if you do have questions. If you are new here and you found this video helpful, make sure to give me a thumbs up and a subscribe. If you are a subscriber, thank you so much for being here. This is something that I am really passionate about and makes me really happy. And I love being able to share information with you guys. I am a travel agent. I have done the experience. So I love being able to share what I know and what I learned with you so that you can utilize it on your cruise vacations. This is Travel with Rekyiah. Follow me for more.